Completely all over?
We are. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Mixed Tag Team Wrestling Podcast. This is your host, Dr. Smitty, and always with me is my lovely and beautiful fiance, Amber.
Hi.
This week we are going to be talking about the fallout from Hell in a Cell, what happened on Raw and SmackDown afterwards. So, right in the beginning, we are going to just dive into the pre-show, which actually had some implications onto Raw. The intro show, if you don't remember from Hell in a Cell, was Dolph Ziggler, Neville, and Cesaro versus Rusev, Bad News Barrett, and Sheamus. So that match has been done a lot on free TV. And basically was a filler match because of Randy Orton being injured. So, what do you think, babe?
I don't know. I'm not really interested in this match, honestly. I'm just hoping that they start highlighting more that Sheamus still does have the money in the bank, and hopefully we'll get that going to see when he is he gonna use it? Is he not? When? I just want them to get that rolling.
Yeah, this match was, the same thing over and over again. They literally done this match, I believe, the last 2.5 weeks on free TV. The fact that they put that on the pre-show shows how desperate they were. I'm kind of surprised they didn't. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they didn't just throw in a tag match for Braun Strowman and Eric Rowan to basically squash them by the primetime players. That would have even been a little bit more interesting. But whatever. The reason why it had implications though on Raw is that all of the winners from Hell in a Cell were competing against each other to be the number one contender for Seth Rollins' world heavyweight championship. Which I guess I gave a spoiler on who won that match versus Kane. So I guess we could go there. Obviously, Seth Rollins won. What did you think of the match?
I thought it was okay. Everybody knew Seth Rollins was going to win. I don't think they would give it to Kane. What I am surprised, though, is that since then is that Kane is still the demon. And, I thought that they would just wipe him out. But they're still using him.
Oh, he was just fired as the corporate Kane. He's still Demon Kane. But what I was actually shocked about is how definitively Seth Rollins actually beat Kane. It was actually mostly from the beginning of the match. Seth Rollins beat Kane.
Which is what I don't like because, I don't know, I wish that there would have been, a little bit of fight or, more. But then, obviously, you don't want to do, the typical, somebody dominates a whole entire match and for a fact the other person's going to win, that formula. But I was hoping to see a little bit more of Kane. But, and I knew that, I didn't know, honestly, that he was still going to be, the demon. I thought they were just going to wipe him out for a little bit or put him in the background for a little bit. I didn't know that they were going to still keep him on there.
Which is another setup that we will tease a little bit later or tease for later on why Kane is still the demon. But again, I was personally shocked at how definitively he won. But it was a solid match. It definitely wasn't the most exciting thing, but it was the first time, honestly, in a very long time, Seth Rollins actually looked strong as champion. It was the first time since, honestly, he became champion. Since he lost his curb stomp, honestly, that was the most definitive match I've seen from Seth Rollins. So that's the only thing I enjoyed from that match, is that they finally let the champ look like a champ. And I guess I'll just move on to what the actual first match of Hell in a Cell was, which was the U.S. Open Challenge, John Cena coming out. And the person that actually came out to challenge him.
Wait. We all thought it was Jack Swagger. Let's just put that out there. We all looked like, what? Jack Swagger? Really? but it wasn't.
Yes, if you got a clue, the music of Jack Swagger came out, but it wasn't Jack Swagger. It was Zeb Coulter, who is the new manager of the person that actually came out. That is Alberto Del Rio. His return to the WWE, which again was a huge shock because typically that news kind of leaks out. So, Alberto Del Rio came out, challenged John Cena, and won. And not just won, he won again. It was pretty definitive that he was going to win that match, and he just dominated basically from the beginning. Haven't heard anything from John Cena since. So obviously everybody knew that he was going to take some time off. But what did you think of the match?
Well, first of all, I instantly got fed up and got mad because I was like, I thought it was gonna be Jack Swagger. I'm like, what the hell? And then Alberto Del Rio came out, and if I remember correctly, we both looked at each other and was like, he's gonna win it, you know. So I mean, we were kind of expecting somebody to take the title, you know. So I mean, it was pretty much, but it was a good match. It was a really good match. Welcome back, Alberto. And honestly, I'm glad he's back. He shouldn't have ever left, honestly, or he shouldn't have ever got fired in the first place.
Yeah, the circumstances of him getting fired wasn't what was pretty frustrating. I wasn't too mad that he disappeared for a while because honestly, they built him up so much, and then they had to basically tear him down because there's not 2 championships, so he was going to get pushed down. So I'm kind of glad that he used that time to get in better shape because he looks better than he did when he was in the WWE. So good for him. He looks in incredible shape. The character and the gimmick seems okay, even though the Mexican-American,
oh my God,
it's gonna be painful. But he's a heel character, so dumb gimmicks kind of come hand in hand with heels. So it's gonna work.
I don't like that. I don't like the whole Mex-American thing, with the whole half and half flag and everything, because I mean, come on, I don't know. Don't ever bring race into it. Don't bring in the USA against another country like they did Rusev. It never really works out very well. Keep it strictly wrestling. Don't do it because you're whatever. Don't do it because of where you come from. Don't do it because, do it because you love it, and that's one thing that I don't like that they always insert is some type of, just some type of cultural thing. And I don't like it. So this whole Mex-Americans thing, if they actually continue with it, I'm going to not like him anymore probably because I'll get annoyed. Because this whole Mex-American thing is just dumb. And honestly, the only reason why I think they're doing it is because of the reason why he got fired in the first place. Can we touch base on the reason why he got fired or the reason he got let go?
Go ahead and touch on it, and I will respond to your comments after that.
I don't really, I can't remember. Somebody made a very, very nasty
racist remark to Del Rio. It was, I believe, the head of PR, if I remember correctly, made a very nasty racial comment to Del Rio, and Del Rio, being pissed, he slapped him. He literally he slapped him, and the PR person threatened to sue WWE if they didn't fire Del Rio, so they felt like their hands were tied, so they fired him.
I wonder who he is. I'm gonna actually look that up and see if he's still working there. Because if he is, I was that's just gonna make me very angry. Because honestly, he shouldn't be working there either. If they're gonna fire Albert Del Rio, or if they, we're gonna fire Albert Del Rio, then they need to fire the big mouth that caused all this chaos in the first place. Because it is not okay to that's discrimination, and that's a huge thing these days.
They did not fire him.
They did not.
They did not fire him. I can confirm that at least at that time they didn't fire him months after. So yeah, they never fired him.
Does he still work for WWE though?
I don't know if he currently works for WWE, but he definitely did months after that in the same position.
He did what?
He was the head of PR.
I know, but what did you keep on saying he did after that? What did he do?
No, I'm
Maybe
saying
like
he still worked at WWE at the same position he held.
Okay, sorry.
That's yeah.
I'm tired.
It's okay, baby. I know she does that sometimes. It's gonna be.
I mentally check out for a minute when I'm tired. Sorry.
Yeah, but anyways, I'm gonna get to my point. I personally don't like mind race being brought up in wrestling. I mean, heck, Sheamus does it, but it's the way they're doing it is it can be frustrating. I didn't mind Rusev until it just dragged on too long. I think with this one, it's just so dumb. the Mex Americans is just so dumb and obnoxious that it's just like I understood they did that for a reason because they want Zeb Coulter to be the mouth for Del Rio, which I get to a degree. Del Rio was never a fantastic speaker. That's why he had Ricardo. He's just, he's not a talker, he's a fighter. But it's just it's pretty bad with the Mex American flag and just I just prefer that they left that alone and just let Alberto wrestle because he's a talented wrestler. That's the one thing that nobody can take away from him. He's a talented wrestler. People might not like him or his gimmicks, but he's a talented wrestler. Just let him wrestle. But go ahead.
Well, see, I disagree with the whole Sheamus comment because there's a difference, okay, between using your culture and that's his thing. He's this Irish man, but he's Irish. Yeah, he's Irish. Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm getting this right. But there's a difference than to go out and sew a couple flags together and wave it around and promote it and that's completely different. I think that's rubbing it in your face a little too much. And then the fact that they just sold a couple flags together, that made me so angry. Just because it's come on, okay, you can comment on it, you can, but when it comes to sewing a couple flags together, that's ridiculous. Because honestly, isn't the US pretty much welcome to anybody? This is everybody's country pretty much. So, I don't know. I think that it's just stupid.
All right, let's move on. Alberto won the next match, which I believe you have.
It was Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns.
Okay, Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns, again, a feud that's just dragged on forever, and I'm glad it's actually over, at least for Roman Reigns. And that's again another teaser for what happened on, I believe, SmackDown. I don't think there was anything for Roman Reigns. Oh, there was something for Bray Wyatt on Raw, but we could talk about that later. But it's over, and again, everybody knew that Roman Reigns was going to win. Everybody wanted Bray Wyatt to win, but they're going to push Roman Reigns, so he had to win.
Yeah, one thing, okay, so first of all, backing up a little bit, WWE must have watched us because I was begging them to be shocked. And with Albert Del Rio's returning, that was a shocker. Thank God they threw something else in. I'm entertained. That's awesome. This whole Bray Wyatt, I can't talk tonight. Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns. It was one of those matches where I was oh my God, I was, and okay. I don't know why. I think it was it was a lot more physical than I was thinking that it would be. But one thing that really got me and kind of made me mad was when Bray Wyatt hit Roman Reigns in the face with a Kindle stick. That made me so mad. I don't know, that made me really mad. I don't know, it's just one of those things that I remember is that he just whacked him in the face. And I'm what the hell? You can do anything else. Why the heck would you do that? Right up across the face. It was entertaining, don't get me wrong, but it was one of those moments where you're I didn't know what to do. And I froze. But then Roman Reigns got him back. So
I was gonna say you better not like be completely offended because later in the match he gave Bray Wyatt a black eye because he literally smashed his head into that kendo stick in the ring, because if you looked on Raw, his eye was actually swollen from getting his like that. I don't think Roman Reigns was supposed to like hit him that hard with it, or Bray Wyatt was supposed to catch it, but his eye was black.
Good. He deserves it. He deserves it. He just whacked somebody in the face. Like, they're sitting there beating up on each other. Everybody is just beating up on everybody all the time and whacking each other with kendo sticks on the back, in the back of the legs, the stomach, the arm, like whatever. But the face, like just to go and be like, whap, right on the face, like, yeah, give him 2 black eyes next time. That's ridiculous. So I don't feel bad for him at all. He shouldn't have done it. Okay. He shouldn't have done it. Aim lower next time, Bray Wyatt. Maybe then you won't get a black eye.
Okay, we can wrap this up. Roman Reigns won. Bray Wyatt lost. But what happened later in the show with Bray Wyatt was very interesting. I'm going to, again, hold that off until a little bit later in the podcast.
Yeah, don't.
No, I'm not. What was
like getting ahead of yourself?
No, I am bringing them in so they have to listen to the whole podcast. Bringing them in.
Okay.
All right, what was the next one?
Anyways, the next one was the Tag Team Championship match. Dudley Boys versus the New Day.
Again, that was actually, to me, personally, a shock on the end of that. The New Day won. And after 3 matches with the Dudley Boys, I would assume that the Dudley Boys would have come out with the tag belts. But they kept it with New Day. Xavier Woods was not there because he got married.
How do you know that? That hasn't been confirmed 100%.
It was actually it's not confirmed by WWE because of course they're not going to say anything. But it's on TMZ.
I don't know. I was searching for that the other day. I couldn't find it. But if he did, because I don't know. So if he did, congratulations. Yeah, that's all. That's all I got to say about that match. That match they need to go. The Dudley Boys need to go back into retirement. Okay, the New Day, they need to go because they're getting retarded and on my nerves with the whole unicorn thing. And they both just need to go. You need to do something else. Just need to go. Because I'm getting sick and tired of this. The Dudley Boys they need to go. Their time was then, not now. Go back into retirement. Do what you're going to do. Go write a book or something. The New Day is getting too ridiculous and crazy. Go, entertain in elementary school with your crap. But I'm done with them.
I think New Day's getting a little bit ridiculous, but I think they're doing it on purpose. And also, honestly, the unicorn thing is dumb. But I actually did see the shirt of New Day on WWEshop.com is actually kind of cool with the unicorn. I'm not going to lie. The shirt's actually kind of cool. But the unicorn gimmick is super dumb.
But the t-shirt's awesome.
Sure, it's awesome. I'm not going to lie. The shirt is actually pretty cool. But anyways, New Day won. We're not going to spend much time on it because, again, the match happened 3 other times and countless times on free TV with, John Cena being added in or some random person getting added in. They're going to have to find new number 1 contenders for the tag team belts because, honestly, there's not one confirmed because Dudleys aren't going to be the number 1 contenders right now. There was a match we can get later because we have to finish up the Hell in Cell.
Okay. The 4th match was Nikki Bella versus Charlotte. This made me so mad.
You can go ahead and talk about it. I have nothing to say about this.
Well, first of all, I want to say that Charlotte actually did look pretty. I swear WWE is has somebody watching our podcast. She was actually really pretty. She stepped it up for this one. She stepped it up for this one. She was super pretty. So that's what I want, that's just what I want out of her, was to like look good. And she legit looked good. So I really loved that. She got herself a new outfit. You were talking about you thought that it might be kind of a copycat of Alundra Blaze, right? Did I see that right? I know her as Medusa.
Yeah, Alundra Blaze. I think it was, but at the same time, I completely forgot it was Hell in a Cell and it was fire. So that makes sense too. I realized that at the end of the match. I'm like, it makes sense on why she would wear fire on her gimmick for that night.
I guess. But I don't know. Charlotte won. I think they're pushing Charlotte way too hard, honestly. She doesn't deserve it yet. I just don't think she does. Like, I think that they just have her piggybacking off of her daddy way too much. Now, Ric Flair, he deserved it. He put in the work. He put in the time. He risked everything, like his body, his home life, his life, like everything, for what he got. And she's been down in NXT for how long? She got the NXT women's belt, right? But I mean, to just come up there and then give her the divas, like, I don't like that. So
I have to jump in because you say that you hate that, but they did the same exact thing, actually quicker for Paige after she won the Divas or the NXT Women's Championship. Literally, her first night in WWE, they gave her the belt.
Yeah, but that was different. And here's the reason why. Because she's not piggybacking off of anybody else in the WWE. She didn't get pushed up because of her dad or her mom, even though they are wrestlers and like they have their own wrestling. I'm pretty sure they have their own like a wrestling association or something overseas. But she's not piggybacking off of anybody. She's not nothing. She's her own person. She's her own character. She does things her own way. So it would pretty much like that pretty much justifies like when she came in and just won it on her first night. She does it differently than anybody else. I love that. But Charlotte, she's piggybacking off of her dad way too much. Like just way too much. You need to find your own. And when you find your own, work your way up. And then maybe you'll get a belt. Because you are, like, Charlotte's an amazing wrestler. Charlotte's an amazing wrestler. Like, I'm not going to, take that away from her. But she does need to get into her own. So I was really disappointed.
Well, the WWE has been high on Charlotte for a very long time. So it doesn't shock me that they're going to do, they're doing this right now. But
I
honestly,
think it's all because
it might not
of
last. It's not because of Ric Flair. It's because honestly, she is, besides Naomi, she's probably the most athletic diva out there. And she has some sort of strength to her and some sort of like look that makes her seem intimidating. So I don't think it's because of her dad. I do think they're using her dad's popularity trying to get her over with the WWE fans, but I don't think they're pushing her because of her dad. I honestly don't think they are. I think they're pushing her because she's just honestly a genetic freak. I mean, she has a lot of abilities that most divas don't.
I get it, and I do, but like I still stick to how I feel. Like I just think it's because of Ric Flair, honestly. I mean, until she establishes like her own in the company, I stick to what I'm saying. Until she like proves that, hey, she's gonna jump out of daddy's shadow and she's gonna make her own in the business, like then, but until then I just stick to what I feel. Like I just still feel that way. If she's not gonna get out of his shadow and do something of her own, then I don't know. It's because her dad.
Okay. I'm going to say one thing, and then we can probably move on to the next match. This is, again, another championship that does not have a number one contender now because, Nikki Bella lost twice. There is no clear-cut number one contender for the Divas Championship. So, moving on.
Seth Rollins versus Kane.
Which we already discussed by accident, kind of. Seth Rollins won decisively, definitively, beating Kane. I mean, honestly, he just beat Kane.
Which I didn't like. I mean, it was a good match. Not gonna be, not gonna take away anything from it, but I just wish that we would have seen more from Kane. So, moving on. Kevin Owens and Ryback.
Short match. This was an extremely short match. But honestly, with it being Ryback, his matches typically don't last more than 5 minutes. But it was good. Kevin Owens won. And he did pop up powerbomb Ryback, which is awesome. And that's all I wanted because honestly, I'm sick of Ryback.
Yeah, what they move him on to, I don't know, but I am relieved that Kevin Owens. I didn't really pay a lot of attention to this match because I'm getting sick and tired of Ryback, but I'm loving how they're pushing Kevin Owens and like giving him that good push that honestly he needs. And there was a doubt, like when after Kevin Owens wrestled John Cena, it was kind of unclear what they were going to do with him. And everybody thought, like there was rumors going around and people were saying that they're going to push him in the background because they didn't feel that, what are you doing? Because,
that's burying him. That's the sign for they're going to bury him.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like everybody thought, like they didn't know what was going to happen to him. And then boom, he got the Intercontinental Championship. So that's awesome. I think that he deserves it. And I hope they keep on pushing him. Honestly, I really do because he deserves it. He's an awesome wrestler. He's an amazing speaker. Like he can really draw people in no matter if people are hating on him, they're laughing with him, they're cheering him on. It doesn't matter. Like the crowd goes crazy when he gets into the arena or when he comes out on stage or into the ring. So I love it. Keep on doing what you're doing. Completely happy that he won the match.
And we will touch on that a little bit more on what happened on Raw because I do want to also talk about what they're doing with Kevin Owens. I am happy and mad at the same time, but I will discuss that in a little bit. Let's get to the final match and how Hell in a Cell ended.
Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker.
I think this was an obvious one again. I think we both picked this. Brock Lesnar won. I do think it's kind of poetic on how he won, how he went low on The Undertaker. I do think that they wrote that perfectly, and it was actually a pretty good match for considering how old The Undertaker is. It was a good match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Like when we were doing predictions for this, like I didn't want to like say like I was like because I love The Undertaker. He honestly, I don't know, he does it for me. Like honestly, like I'm very thankful and I am honored to like watch his matches and be able to, you know, hear about him growing up and like them watching him now, even with new matches. Like I love The Undertaker. He'll always have like this weird little special place in my heart because I mean, every match that he puts out, like he does his best. And I'm thankful to like be able to sit here and watch him do that. And he's risking a lot. He's getting older and he is risking a lot for my entertainment, you know? So, I mean, I have the utmost respect for The Undertaker. But like I said before, The Undertaker is the past and Brock Lesnar is the future. And if you want to keep on rolling, you always put your cards, you always bet on the future and what's going to keep you going instead of the past and what was. So I was really torn because I have grown. I hated Brock Lesnar. I hated Brock Lesnar with a passion. Like a year ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, about a year ago. And then I fell in love with his character, honestly. He's like just a beast. He's a beast. And I fell in love with his character. So I am like, I don't know. I was really torn about this match. Honestly, I was a little alarmed because they are kind of amping it up and like kind of talking about the whole 25 years of The Undertaker.
At the next pay-per-view, Survivor Series. Isn't it Survivor Series?
I don't know. I'll have to check on that.
I'm pretty sure it's Survivor Series.
All I do know is that, I mean, because like, I am hoping that this wasn't his last match. Pretty sure that it's not.
I'm pretty
But
sure it's not.
during the match, like I was thinking when they were promoting that, I was thinking like if this is his last match, they need to go out with a bang and spend a crap load of money on his entrance and his exit. Like honestly, like they really do. He deserves it. I want him to go out with a big old bang so everybody remembers the night the Undertaker, you know, retired or whatever, or his last match. So I was like really alarmed that he didn't really have anything like at WrestleMania when it was WrestleMania 30. So two when wow, I can't even talk. When Brock Lesnar beat him and you know, ruined the streak, they had like coffins of every single person like he beat. So like every single person that like he beat, and it was awesome. I loved it. That's what he's all about. He's about, you know, he's the dead man that keeps on going and he's going to bury you alive, you know, like this is how it is. You know, he'll put you in the grave himself and still keep going. That's what I love. And they were blah. It was like they just had him walk out to his music and the smoke and that's it. So I hope that they go out with a bang.
Well, you have to remember it is different circumstances because, again, this is a payback, this is a vengeance, and it's not time for showing off in that instance. Now, I do want to get to the end of that match, or what happened right after the match ended, and what happened on Raw with everything. Do you have one more comment?
Well, yeah, I want to talk about it. I want to talk about the match more because this was a big one. They've been... Anyways, I know that you're like, oh crap. It was a really good match. Brock Lesnar and that gash on his head. I think we posted it on our Facebook. Yeah, I know we posted it on our Facebook. Like he needed nine staples in his head because of that big old gash in his head, and that was not. I mean, I don't know. At first, we were like, he has to like carry razor blades still or something because he bleeds every single time he gets into that ring. But no, it was a huge gash. Go check it out on our Facebook. I do like how they ended it with the low blow because payback is a biatch. So I really love that. But him tearing up the ring, I didn't like. I didn't like it. Like, if you're going to sit there and destroy the ring, then destroy it. And if you're just going to rip it apart to find some wood, get a table. Don't like it. If you're going to do it big. If you're going to sit there and rip up the ring, do it big. Otherwise, don't do it at all. But otherwise, it was a good match. Hopefully it's not like the real like last one because I will be really sad. Is there anything else?
No, let's move on.
Okay.
All right. At the end of the match, they were giving Undertaker time to basically get up because Brock Lesnar left the ring, and out comes the Wyatt family, and I mean everybody: Luke Harper, Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, and Bray Wyatt, and they come out to the ring, jump the Undertaker, drag him off. Honestly, they carried him. Actually, that was actually kind of cool. Honestly, I was making jokes about it because I honestly think they did that to help the Undertaker not walk to the back because he was probably beaten up from that match. But that may be changed after I seen what happened on Raw the next day, because obviously they need to do something with Bray Wyatt. He quote unquote took the Undertaker's soul, and the person that was not happy about it was his baby brother, the demon himself, Kane. He came out to confront Bray Wyatt, and then was met with all the other Wyatt family, and got jumped. Even though he put up a hell of a fight actually against the Wyatts, they jumped him and took him to the back. Now, the reason why I am bringing this up is honestly, I could see the Brothers of Destruction coming back for Survivor Series in a match versus the Wyatts, and that would be awesome.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. I don't know. I really don't have an opinion about it. Like, that made me really mad, though, that they would do that. But honestly, I think about it, and, like, I don't know how this came into my head, but I was thinking about it today, is that The Undertaker, he's gonna retire. I can feel it. He's gonna retire. He's gonna do it soon. He's gonna do it maybe not this year, or maybe next year, maybe the year after. I don't know. But then also, Kane's getting up there too. Like, I don't know how this came up, but Kane's getting up there too, and I think he's gonna be retiring soon too from the ring. He might not retire from being in the spotlight, but he but he definitely might be retiring from the ring because he's getting up there too. So that would be super cool if they just, I don't know, went out with a bang.
Honestly, I was actually going to wait until you said something, but I honestly, if I was putting money on it, I think they're going to have a match, and they both will probably retire. Honestly, Kane was actually looking to retire a few years ago. They talked him out of it. It's clear that Undertaker, I think he's going to retire. I think that's the only reason why he had 3 matches. He hasn't had 3 matches in a year in 3-4 years. So I think they gave him a crap load of money to ride out into the sunset with this last match. I think that they're going to have Kane retire. I think Kane wants to retire because he's wanted to slow down and move back to Tennessee and do his thing outside of wrestling. I would not be shocked if they put those two out, took them out with the Wyatt family and built them up more, while giving Kane and the Undertaker one last hoorah to ride out in the sunset. That would be best for business, but at the same time, it'd be very emotional and it would be really sad. It'd be an end of a 15+ year run between those two. So I think it'll be awesome because it is best for business, but it would be crazy if that actually happened. So I'm definitely going to record, or this is recorded. So if it happens, I said it first. Or we said it first.
I think I said it first. I'm the one that brought it up.
No, you never said both of them. You didn't say they were going to retire.
So we can. No. We are being recorded, so we can rewind it later and see who.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I said it first. Anyways, I really do. I don't know. I think it's gonna be very emotional. I'm kind of tearing up just a little bit, thinking about it because. I mean, who else is left really from back in those days? There's
Triple H.
Well, besides Triple H,
honestly, no.
He really, I mean, he's the authority, so he's like a carpet walker these days. He's just a suit.
That'd be it.
The Big Show, but they're not utilizing him like they should.
Mark Henry, because that's what.
Mark Henry needs to retire.
I heard he's actually going to retire soon. That's actually an article I did see that he will retire, I believe, next year.
Good, because they really only use him for fillers. And honestly, I don't even know how I got to this, but I started researching on how much they pay them. Mark Henry gets paid a crap load of money for not a whole lot.
He deserves it. He's the world's strongest man.
Maybe back in whenever he was, but not today. So
it's a respect thing. After a while, they do that. So
I guess I don't know. I just
very well too.
I don't know. I guess Mark Henry doesn't just do it for me. I don't know. Who else though? I mean, Triple H. He's a suit though. He's the authority. Mark Henry. He's going to be retiring soon.
That's it.
That's it. And then it's going to be over. It's going to be done with. It's going to be all new people. It's going to be really sad because it's kind of like the end. It's
good things have to come to an end at some point.
I know, but why now? It's so sad.
Okay.
Anyway,
we don't have the abundance of time. We have to discuss one really big thing, which is the number one contenders. As stated earlier, the winners of Hell in a Cell, all of the winners besides Charlotte, were going to be in a number one contenders tournament, which ended up being the final four of Dolph Ziggler. Who else? Roman Reigns.
Dolph Ziggler, Roman Reigns.
Alberto Del Rio and Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, yeah. Sorry, I'm like picturing Kevin Owens.
I blinked for a second, but yes, that match was actually really good. The way that match ended, slightly predictable, but at the same time, it gave a push for Kevin Owens, even though he lost, because the final two were Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens sweet chin music the crap out of Roman Reigns, and it looked like he was going to give Roman Reigns a pop-up powerbomb, but Roman Reigns gave the Superman punch in the middle of the air and speared Kevin Owens for the win. Roman Reigns is your number one contender, but at the same time, it did not make Kevin Owens look weak, which is good. Now, on SmackDown, they had a one-on-one match between Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens that made him look a little bit weak. But the fact that they're pushing Roman Reigns like that, or Kevin Owens like that, is a good sign for him. I am really enjoying that they're finally giving Kevin Owens the push that he deserves. And Booker T loves himself some Kevin Owens.
Oh my God, he is all over Kevin Owens. Like, I don't know. I love it though. I love it.
Yeah, but that, to me, that was it showed the faith in WWE to be pushing Kevin Owens, especially since he's literally only been with the company for less than a year for sure. He's been with the company for about 10 months, I believe. To make it to the main roster in that time and be on the closing end of Raw with the face of the future face of the company, Roman Reigns, shows their faith in him.
I don't know. I think that he deserves it.
He does.
Honestly, he deserves it. I would put all my candy in his trick-or-treat bag.
I'm not sure if I like the way you said that.
Okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, all bets on him. Like, I would. He deserves it. Bottom line, he deserves it. And he's an amazing, he has everything. He's a good wrestler. He has an awesome finisher that they probably will never take away from him. He connects with the fans and the audience and even the people at home. He knows how to work the crowd. He knows how to get them going. He knows how to make them mad. He knows what to say. He's the whole package, and he keeps on going and going and going. Now, the only thing that I do not like about Kevin Owens is that when he works a lot and gets super tired, you can see it. You can see it in his face. You can see it in his attitude. You can see it in his wrestling even a little bit. Is when he is worn out and beat and seriously needs a day off. You can tell. You can see it. It shows. So it's the only thing that I don't like. But at the same time, people are going to get worn out. So, I really don't have any complaints about it, but it's another thing I don't like because I do see Kevin Owens like this big powerhouse that just keeps on going, and keeps on coming after you and keeps on performing and giving a good show. So, all my respects to Kevin Owens.
I think Kevin Owens, it's a really unique situation because I think that there's no doubt in my mind if Kevin Owens was about 20 pounds lighter in the stomach area, he would be world heavyweight champion right now.
I don't think so.
I
love that he has a little weight on him. Because
I'm not saying that I don't think that he can work past it. I'm saying that I think that, just on image alone, because everybody knows there's still some sort of image with the WWE. You can't be naive and think that WWE doesn't look at that. I think his talent has erased that, but I think that it would be a lot easier for him to make it up that level if he was, lighter in the stomach area, because it's just the stomach area.
I don't know. See, honestly, for the past couple of years, it's been the years of the fat people, honestly. As time goes on, more and more, big people are being recognized for good things and not just because they're big and negatives. So I don't know. I think that WWE is really trying to get out of that a little bit, or show that they aren't as I don't know, as I don't know. I just feel, and then with this Nia Jax coming, She is plus size. They have huge plans for her. Like, it's time. It's time for us fat people to shine. Honestly, I feel so. I don't know. I mean, there is definitely an image that they like to portray, but I am happy that it's starting to not be as big of a deal as it used to be, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So, yeah.
I would disagree with you because honestly, what big person has actually made any contributions to, championships or anything in WWE besides Kevin Owens?
Well, Bray Wyatt's bigger.
But he's done nothing.
I know, but I'm saying, but he keeps on performing and getting on performing and putting on good matches. And you know what? Of course, they're not going to give him a championship because it's not just one person. Bray Wyatt comes with a family. He comes with a group. If you want him, you got them all. If you want one of them, you're going to get the rest. That's just how it is. So, of course, they're not going to give him a championship. But he still does.
Luke Harper won.
That's Luke Harper. It's not Bray Wyatt.
That's because Luke Harper is more fit than Bray Wyatt.
Or maybe
I'm joking.
Harper. Okay, well, I was wondering because maybe, but here's the thing: if you're a sideshow, if you're you're not the main person, then it doesn't matter. Then you can roll alone. It doesn't matter. You aren't as tied into it as if you are that main person. If you're the glue. If you're not the glue and you're just pieces, I don't know. That's what I feel. But I mean, who else? I don't know. I have to think on it. But there is something that I want to highlight before we go.
All right.
Because it is I don't know, Divas Revolution. I want to talk about Team Bad and Natalya. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. I'm putting this in. This is important.
I have no idea because we haven't even discussed this before the show, so I'm actually curious on what she's going to bring up.
I don't know. I forgot about it until now. Honestly, I don't think Paige. Okay, so Natalya got attacked the other day. On I think it was SmackDown.
It was SmackDown a week or two ago.
Yeah, so she got attacked.
2 weeks ago.
I don't think it was Paige. I don't think it was Paige.
You think it's for somebody from Team Bad because of SmackDown? They did have a teaser that Team Bad might have been behind it, and they jumped Natalya, or they distracted Natalya so Paige can win, and then they jumped Natalya. I am pretty disappointed in that because honestly, it's a filler for them to do something while I guess they might have the Bellas go after Charlotte again one more time before they finally get Team Bad in it. But people want Sasha Banks. I don't understand why they're not giving them Sasha Banks. She's on fire right now. Just give her a push.
Well, she was on fire. She's not anymore.
She's still on fire.
A little bit MIA, just a little bit with her little Team Bad.
She might be MIA, but you can still hear we want Sasha whenever any Divas match comes on. Any Divas match, we want Sasha. So that means she's still on fire.
I think it's all of the Divas matches, that's with Charlotte, and that's expected.
Okay.
I don't know. I just think, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, we have to touch on this because of I don't know, where do you think they're gonna go with this? I know that, or I'm hoping that it is Charlotte and Becky against Paige. And honestly, I love the Bellas, so I'm Nikki all the way. But I do think that Charlotte, it's time to give Charlotte the belt. I don't know, or not Charlotte, Paige. I do think it's time to give the belt back to Paige.
Nope, it's Sasha Banks' time.
No,
she's the hottest thing right now. I'm sorry.
Keep her where she's been. Maybe she can be a #1 contender, but just keep her where she's been.
I have to point out I think my fiance is a little bit a hater towards Sasha Banks because I love the character. I think Sasha Banks is on fire right now. I think her wrestling and her gimmick is just perfect, and I think that she deserves a push. And obviously the WWE universe agrees with me, but they're obviously using this as a filler. The Natalia versus Team Bad. I don't know if they'll have Becky Lynch and Charlotte versus Paige or whatever. Honestly, I do see the Bellas having one more crack at it. It might even be Brie or somebody. But it's obviously going to be the Bella versus Charlotte one more time, or a tag team match or something like that, along the lines of that. But to me, it's a little sad that they're going to have Team Bad in a filler until they finally do something with that team, because honestly, they have no direction.
Nope, they don't. And you wonder why. And honestly, I'm not hating on her because you have a little wrestler crush on her. The reason why I do not like her, it's not that I don't like her, that's the whole thing, because I do love her character, but she has to work it. She has to start being in the spotlight, being on her own. Like, I love like wrestlers besides the Bellas, of course, because they're twins, so they like come together, so they don't count. But I don't know. I just think like you need to do it on your own. Like, you can have a team with you all you want, but then that you're not doing the work on your own.
She's done it on her own.
People to rely on, all right? And anybody can go up there, okay, with their jackets and their big belts and their snooky glasses with their hair poofed and dyed red, and like everybody will love them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Like, it just doesn't. So it's like I don't like her because she's not on her own yet. She's not on her own. She hasn't like been established.
Everybody's together right now. First off, everybody's been together. It's together right now. Everybody's in a group in the Divas Revolution.
Besides Paige has like flipped, and everybody knew it. She doesn't work well with other people, and nor does she like rely on people, nor does she trust people. Like, she does it on her own. She was trying to team up with them again. Anyways, to what though? I think just to be devious, like, honestly, and just like, I don't know, maybe. Just to start some crap.
Maybe, but anyways, number 2, Sasha Banks won the NXT Women's Championship on her own, beating Charlotte twice.
That was in NXT though.
Okay, you can't discredit, like, she's done it on her own already.
I'm not discrediting it. Everybody's done it on their own in NXT.
But okay. I guess I don't get your thinking. The fact that she hasn't done it on her own, even though the champion hasn't done it on her own yet. Even though she's pinned.
That's why I don't like Charlotte.
Even though she's pinned Nikki Bella, she's pinned Charlotte, she's pinned Paige multiple times on her own. On her own. She's pinned them all on her own in one-on-one matches. She's pinned them all. Yet, that doesn't get brought up because she has 2 people on the outside of the ring. Even though she's clearly the main attraction of that group. I just don't get it. But anyways, we do have to wrap this up because this is
time out, okay? Time out really quick, okay? Because she hasn't done it on her own. First, she's had Becky. She's had Paige to back her up. If she needed it, like, she would have them. And then she has her dad. She's behind her. It's like in the shadow of her dad. I'm sorry. It's in the shadow of her dad. And so I don't like it. Like, honestly, if she did it on her own and she actually like built it up where she deserved it. You need to deserve it. You need to work for it. That's what I love. The only exception is the Bellas because they're twins. But they've been in it like for so long. They took a break and then they came back, but they've been in it for so long. And only one of them, I think, right? One of them. I don't think Brie's ever won a championship.
Brie's never won a championship. It's always been Nikki.
Yeah. Which I hope they give it to her before she leaves. And then Paige, she's always been a loner. She's always never worked. Like, she's always never, So That's the reason why I do not like Sasha Banks. That's the reason why I don't like Charlotte. They need to do it on their own and actually deserve it before I can be like, okay.
All right, we do have to end this podcast. Thank you guys for watching us. We did ramble on a lot, but that's good. Make sure you check us out on geekysmitty.com if you want to check out wrestling articles. You can check us out on Facebook by typing Mixed Tag Team Podcast. And you can also check us out on Podbean for our audio podcast, or Geeky Dr. Smitty on YouTube for this live stream. Make sure you keep watching us, because this podcast is straight money in the bank. Take it to the bank. Until next time, this is Dr. Smitty and Amber.
Bye.